Hi everyone, welcome back to Mirror Image Co, the styling and coaching platform that helps you attain an empowered life. Now today's video is on not being stuck. So you may be at a place where you feel not anything's bad or particularly good, but you may feel that you're stagnant. So if you feel like you're coasting, then this video is for you to help you move forward and also to be able to make any changes that you feel are necessary. Now, apply this as is appropriate to you. This isn't the blanket be all end all advice, but take what you can from it and see what can help you improve that feeling of stuckness that we've all had. So my first point is evaluate where you are now and the habits that got you here. Work backwards. As I mentioned in the setting achievable goals video, you kind of need to work backwards as you would with a goal that you want to achieve. But also when you come to a juncture in your life where you're kind of like, I'm just going through the motions, or you may be mentally stuck in the sense that you may be replaying a scenario, or you may be apprehensive about taking chances because of your past experience in different areas of your life. And so you have to identify the habits that got you there, and so you can see, okay, well, that's where I got stuck, that's where I lost momentum, that's where I may have sort of shrunk back a bit from life. So identify that, because it helps you to see what your behaviors are and also how that affects your daily life. What you want to do is take it like a day at a time and see how this is impacting you in different situations. Because when you do that, you're able to get a perspective on yourself that you may not have had before. My second point is take 100% responsibility. Now, you can't control anything outside of yourself, but you can control you. And when you do that, you go from being a victim of your circumstance or your choices or other people's choices that have affected you, to being someone who's effectively in the driver's seat in a manner that means that you feel able to make changes. So for example, CEOs, they are responsible for everything that happens in a company. Do they do everything that happens in the company? Do they, are they down photocopying the confidential, accidentally photocopying the confidential papers? No. Are they harassing somebody, in middle management? No. Are they someone who makes a corporate decision that costs the company millions? Sometimes no, because a board will do that, a board of directors will do that. But ultimately, they have responsibility. And we have seen this, particularly over the last decade, when companies and the faces of the CEOs have become more prominent, that it doesn't matter who did what. Ultimately, everyone holds the CEO responsible. And a good CEO will take on that responsibility because that's their role for the welfare overall of the company. And so you are the CEO of your life. So even though you may have experienced things that have been well beyond your control, or situations that you may have brought on yourself, you are the one who takes responsibility. You can't shift blame. As good as it may feel to shift blame on something, or as unfair a situation may have been, taking 100% responsibility means, what can I do going forward? And it empowers you, and it means that you're not tethered to the external circumstances of life, that you taking that control, and that you're not really being pulled like a puppet on strings. Because if you don't, you'll be pulled this way and that way by life. And if you don't learn how to take control of your choices, your mindset, who you allow yourself to be around, what you do, the voices that you allow to speak into your life, then you're gonna end up scattered and stuck. So when you take that control, you know that you really only have yourself to answer to, in the sense that you're responsible for your life. And A few examples I could give for you taking responsibility for your life is, you know, just because someone wants to be friends with you doesn't mean that you may have to be friends back, particularly if you know that it's not one that's going to add value to your life. And value doesn't mean social connections, status, money. No, value means, are you good for my well-being? You know, do I go away empowered? Do I go away feeling that, you know, it's a positive addition to my life? If not, no. And that's taking 100% responsibility, because sometimes you can foretell a situation beforehand. Another way you can take responsibility is, for example, if you're going for a new job, if you're offered a salary and you know that you have the experience and the achievements to back up a negotiation, then negotiate. Don't just take what you're given, because usually that's not the only money that's on the table. So another way you can do that is, once you've got the job and secured their verbal contract with you, say, and they ask you about pay and are you okay with that, though sometimes they'll try to skirt over the issue, then you go, great, I'm happy to accept the job, providing salary negotiations are able to move us forward. So you really fight for your worth in a way that is professional, and that way that shows others that you're taking responsibility for yourself, your career, your well-being, as well as your finances. My third point is change the narrative in your mind as to why you may be stuck. You know, we tend to have three experiences in life. The first one being the situation, the second one being our interpretation, and the third one being the truth. So we tend to see things through different vantage points depending on our own well-being. And so it's so important to how you talk to yourself is more important than how others may talk to you. So make sure that your words and your thoughts and your self-talk is working for you. You know, if you choose to see a negative outcome, it can actually work for you if you choose to see it as something that is actually teaching you something new, that is actually putting a spotlight on a skill or an aptitude, or maybe a sense of compassion that you didn't know you had before. So not everything that on the surface may appear to be negative is actually that. And so we have to practice very hard, because it's very easy to look at the negative, but we have to train our minds to look at, hey, what is actually the silver lining in this? Because there is, if you look hard enough for it. And stop overthinking, because what you don't want to do when you're feeling stuck is to allow a temporary situations to rob you of future opportunities and future blessings. You want to be able to evaluate that and change that narrative, because you want to be able to see situations clearly for what they are, so that you can take hold of those opportunities before you, rather than doubt yourself, rather than have a narrative that actually sabotages you. And my last point is, when you're feeling stuck, focus on the next 24 hours. You know, as they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. And so even the earth, according to my own personal belief, wasn't made in a day. So you have to be able to be easy on yourself by looking at the next 24 hours. What am I going to do tomorrow that's going to help me move forward? It can be something as simple as, I'm going to do a workout for 30 minutes. Maybe the next day after that you move it to 45 minutes, and then the day after that you move it to an hour. Sometimes it's taking your life in bite-sized chunks that will help you move forward and out of a rut and out of, you know, a sense of complacency. You know, you can do something small as take a different route to work. You know, you can decide that you're going to take up a new hobby and clear out a time in your calendar for that every week, so that you can learn that. I really believe that we can do anything that we put our minds to, but it has to be concerted action. And the way to not get overwhelmed, and the way to not focus on what you may want to achieve, it's not quite happening as quickly as you want, Let's just take it one day at a time. Tomorrow isn't promised, but if you live today to the fullest, you can really overcome that feeling of stuckness. So I hope that helped you. Check out our website and our socials. I'll link them in the description bar below. Leave a comment if this helped you, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.